Sweet.
All right, well, I guess welcome to episode 4 of the Seen and Heard podcast, as we're talking to a camera and an empty side of the room over there. So, Garrett, it's been a bit. How you been?
Good. We're not gonna get into all that.
All right. Oh, gosh. Redheads, am I right?
You're gonna get me in so much trouble.
All right. Well, so thought we'd start off the day by recapping the Boardwalk Battle of the Bands that you were able to attend a couple weeks ago while I was in Pennsylvania. So give me a quick rundown of the bands and which ones were great and which ones weren't.
So, full disclosure, I only went to the finals night, but it was good, right? Like you had, I really just kind of want to talk more about the band that won.
That's fine. That's fine.
Uh,
They give me hope, by the way.
Yeah, I had heard like one song of theirs on like Apple or Spotify, and I was like, "Oh, this is pretty cool." And I was like, "But they're kind of too cool, and they're kind of too good to like win, right?" I mean, let's be honest. This is Utah County. The dorkier and more generic your indie rock band is, the better you're gonna do down here. So I thought that this kind of like really, really intricate kind of Midwest emo, Mountain West emo.
Mountain West emo. Oh, I like this.
Yeah.
I like this. Mountain West emo.
I was like, there's no chance they don't got a shot. But, you know, I could also see from the crowd that there were a lot of people there. It's kind of weird that Midwest emo or even some of this like newer fourth wave emo music, right? Like the condom beanie is like kind of like the dog whistle. And it's like when you see dudes wearing that beanie but rolled up so their ears are still showing, like they're probably into good music. I hate to say it, but
yeah, it's like the high and tight haircut and glasses of the early 2000s.
Yeah, that's exactly it. Just high energy, really intricate, really melodic, 3-piece, and they kind of captivated everyone.
Called Dog Years, by the way.
Yeah. Sorry, I should have led with that.
Yeah, led with the name.
Yeah. Dog Years. Looks like they share a drummer with Head Above Water, which is also a great local band.
Yep. Those two give me hope.
So much hope.
For all the generic music coming out of here, like Dog Years and Head Above Water, making some cool stuff. So
yeah, it was wonderful. It was interesting. You know, I knew Nate was traveling back from Pennsylvania, and I'm like taking a video and texting him. I was like, dude, when you get back, you got to listen to this. You got to talk to these guys. But it was great. It was high energy. It was fun. They were having a good time. Like once again, proving that like if you're up there on stage and you look miserable, the people watching you are going to be miserable. But they looked like they were having a great time, and then in turn, all of us seeing they were having a great time. But I did have little hope because it's a battle of the bands, which what does that even mean, right? Like very rarely is that ever being judged by anyone like remotely qualified, and how do we even like assess their qualifications?
Yep.
It's just some sort of weird popularity contest.
That being said, I have judged a couple of Battle of the Bands in my time, so.
And also, you know, shout out to Brian at the Boardwalk for not making it a pure popularity contest and actually like trying to do something great with it.
Well, and I've had some conversations with Brian about how to do the judging, and he really cares about making it cool. You know, like he cares about making it make sense and not just be about who sells the most tickets or who fits the profile of what the venue thinks is cool.
Yeah.
So
for sure.
They do a really good job of that. And like I've worked with him a little bit on the rubric that they use for judging, and because when I was judging there, it was a little, it was really just kind of subjective based on what the judges liked.
Yeah,
so there was a judge when I was judging that was like, he was dead set on trying to make the people that win at the Boardwalk sound a lot like the people that win at Velour. So like we had to deal with that when we were judging. So, but yeah, Brian really cares about making it fair and making it make sense for
Sure.
bands. So
Yeah. I just had too little faith in the process in its entirety because this band was too good and too cool to win, but when they did, and I hope that that things happen for them, right? I hope
totally.
they gain some new fans, some new followers. I'm excited for the shows that they're going to play in the future. Can't wait to drag Nate to one of these because it's going to be awesome. Yeah.
Well, there's so many awesome shows coming to Salt Lake and Provo in the next like year, so it's gonna be busy. So make sure you budget appropriately, everybody. Speaking of, that's a great segue. Power Chord Guitar Fest 2025 is going to be April 12th at the Boardwalk.
We're doing it the second year in a row.
Yep,
second of
year
hopefully
2.
many years.
Oh yeah. So we learned a lot last year. So this year, instead of it being 2 days, it's going to be 1 day. We're just doing Saturday. We're going to have somewhere between 9 and 12 bands is what it looks like. So there's bands that played last year that I really want to come back, and like I can't fit them all in. So that's going to be tough, is choosing who's going to be on the bill. And hopefully they'll self-select and like people won't be able to make it, and it'll just be easy and I don't have to choose. But keep an eye out for some announcements on touring bands and kind of larger acts that are going to be there. And with a little luck, it's going to be like one of the big events of the year in Utah County music, if not Utah music. So right on. So we're going to keep it short tonight. We've been trying to get guests on, and everybody wants to kind of work it in with their marketing plan for their album or their single that's coming out. So got some really cool guests coming up. Speaking of, dog years, we'd love to have you on. So if this makes its way to you, just reach out. We'd love to interview you and talk to you about guitars and music. But so I figured for the rest of the show today, we're just going to go through the 25 most popular bands of the 2000s. And
Most popular emo bands.
Well,
or pop punk bands.
Here's the thing. The internet thinks that emo just means that they have 2 guitars, a bass, and drums. Like, it drives me nuts. Cool. So there's...
Tight. So we're just going to be like judging Radiohead.
Yeah, it's like every list that I looked up, it was like, oh, here's the top 25 emo bands of the 2000s. And Linkin Park is number 4. It's like, oh, gosh. So...
Dud.
So we're going to go through and we're going to categorize them as Hot Topic or Hollister bands. So,
which, by the way, I have no idea what this even means. Like, is one of them supposed to be good and one of them supposed to be bad? And Nate won't give me clarification, so I'm just gonna wing it.
Exactly, that's the whole point. Like when you hear about a band, or you hear their name, and it's like an ink blot test, right? Like. It's just word association.
All right. Sick.
Okay, so number 1 here. And like I said, the list says emo, but it's like not even close. Okay. Number 1, My Chemical Romance. Hollister or Hot Topic?
That's got to be Hot Topic, right?
I would agree.
It has to be.
Agree. If by virtue of nothing else than the eyeliner.
Yeah.
Number 2, The Used.
Yeah, it's a Hot Topic band.
Okay. Same.
If my choices are Hot Topic and Hollister, for sure.
Should we expand it? We do Hot Topic, Hollister, and...
No, I think we do Hot Topic, Hollister, or literally any other place that comes up.
Well, it's got to be a store in the Oaks Mall in 2003. Hot Topic, Hollister, or...
How about the place that took glamour shots?
Yes. I was going to say... What's the makeup place? Sephora.
Nice.
But then there's all the eyeliner in here, so it makes it difficult.
Yeah.
But yeah, The Used I would definitely say is also Hot Topic. Number 3, Linkin Park.
Hollister
for sure. So here's the harder question. Why?
Why?
Yeah.
Because I picture people who shop at Hollister like listening to them.
Yeah. Okay. That was easy. Next on the list, Evanescence.
Claire's.
Yes.
Absolutely Claire's.
Yep.
Go get your ears pierced.
Oh gosh.
I'm going to deviate real hard
No,
from
this is
Hot
perfect.
Topic and
This is definitely
Hollister.
what we're looking for. Panic at the Disco.
Whole Foods. No, they're a Hot Topic band.
Yeah, definitely. Next on the list here, Fallout Boy.
Oh, that's definitely.
I was gonna say Hollister for Fallout Boy.
You're gonna say I'm gonna say halftime at the high school football game.
We're not even in the mall anymore.
No, we're not. Not. I'm just gonna start making up stuff.
Okay, Paramore. Paramore's Claire's as well.
Paramore's Claire's, yeah.
But like a like very well done Claire's.
A nice Claire's.
Yeah. See, that's the thing. Like, I feel like Paramore is one of those bands where, if you get the right song, they're about as good as anybody.
Absolutely.
But not every song.
Also, can we talk about my pet peeve with Paramore? There's something right now in like the music industry, and it's been this way. No, stop. Something going on in the music industry right now where I think that people who like review music and write about music have the most like limited knowledge scope ever, because any kind of pop punk or emo band with a female singer, they're like, oh, it's the next Paramore. It's like, they don't sound anything alike. What are you talking about? Like, stop comparing everything to Paramore. Like, just like well, there's so much more nuance in there.
I think that speaks a lot to how so as dudes playing rock and roll. By the way, today is International Men's Day, so to all you dudes out there, I see you. But as guys playing rock and roll, it's like 97% of people that play in bands that play shows are men, are dudes, right? And the other 4% are women. So if you want to be in a situation where there's not as much competition, be a girl playing rock and roll. But as guys, there's a million of us, and like you have to.
And we're all mediocre.
And you have to compete so much more with other guys, right? So as a female singer, the competition is so much smaller, and I think because that group is so much smaller, that's why every single female rock vocalist gets compared to Hayley Williams.
Sure.
You know? Which is unfortunate because, I mean, you talk about bands like Sweet Pill, you talk about bands like Roses, and there's some female singers that are in their own world.
Yeah.
And they're like, there's nobody in their ballpark, and they are incredible. And then they just get compared to Hayley Williams because people don't have the mental and emotional bandwidth to like really listen to music, you know.
For sure.
Anyway, well, that was a nice rant about
I know, right?
About Paramore. Who's next on the list here? I like how we had that conversation about Paramore and not Evanescence. Taking Back Sunday.
Hot Dog on a Stick. No, they're Hot Topic.
Yeah. One of these bands is going to come up as a Gap band. I just don't know which one yet.
Oh yeah, it's 100% going to be Midtown.
I was going to say Weezer, but Jimmy World. This is a tough one.
Jimmy World is the back to school sale at JCPenney.
Yep, agreed.
Because they just look like fun dads.
Yeah, well, and they always have.
They always have.
Like even that video for was it The Middle where they're at the house party and everybody's in their underwear.
Yeah,
they just look like the dads who came to get their kids.
Yeah, for sure.
Here's a band I never really got into. Asking Alexandria.
If you played their song for me, I couldn't tell you what it is.
Yeah.
So we're gonna go that weird store that's always closed down. There's just nothing there. It's just like permanent bars and we'll see you soon.
We'll see you soon. Something new is coming.
Yeah.
Spring 2007. Brand new.
This is pre or post Scandal.
Let's say post Scandal.
Let's say post Scandal. Yeah, this is the security kiosk. That's absolutely being like, what are you doing? That girl's 14.
All right. Speaking of the security kiosk, so a little fact about me: I worked at Macy's department store in the mall from ages 16 to almost 18, and there was a very close friend of mine named Colin Goodwin who I believe worked at the security kiosk. And at some point in time, he needs to come on the podcast and tell the story of when they did the 5 Big Macs for $5 at the McDonald's in the mall, and what that did to his insides, and what his insides did to the walls of the bathroom in the mall.
Also, Colin Goodwin, bass player for Hella Fitzgerald, which we'll talk about at some future point.
Yes, we will. Okay. Ooh. This is a tough one. Okay. Dashboard Confessional.
Dude, it's Hollister. This is not tough at all.
Yeah.
No, it shouldn't be, but it is.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. As I think about it, I want him to be more of the Hot Topic side of things, but he's definitely the Hollister side of things. Mm-hmm. It must be the Florida connection. Oh, this is an easy one. AFI.
Mrs. Fields cookies. No, it's Hot Topic.
Definitely. I think they started Hot Topic. Simple Plan.
Hollister.
Ooh, I was going to say Hot Topic.
No.
But I see where you're going with it. It's very...
It's very colorful shirts and popped collars.
Yes, yes. But it's also
and puka shell necklaces.
But it's also leather cuffed like bracelets and stuff too.
Yeah.
So it could go either way. But I think you're right. I think Hollister's the better choice there. Another band I never really got into, Red Jumpsuit Apparatus. I can't say one way or the other.
I liked one of their songs. It was the popular one. Yeah, man, they're
Yeah, I don't know enough.
Okay, cool. We're going Hot Topic by default.
Hot Topic by default. 3 Days Grace, another one I didn't get into very much.
Aren't they Divorced Dad Rock?
I would think so.
I think it's Divorced Dad Rock.
And this is just a testament to the fact the internet has no idea what it's talking about when it comes to like music genres.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, were they...
So what is the most divorced dad store in the mall? It's wherever you buy Affliction shirts.
Buckle.
Oh, it's Buckle.
They're a Buckle band.
They're Buckle.
Yeah, 3 Days Grace is a Buckle band.
Shout out Divorced Dad Rock.
Oh, lovely. Mayday Parade. I'm going to go Hot Topic.
Yeah, but it's like better than Hot Topic.
It is. I'm going to say Hot Topic before Gap bought Hot Topic.
Sure.
Okay. Another band I didn't get into much. A Day to Remember.
Oh, man, you missed out.
I did?
Yeah. You missed out a lot.
So that was 2009. I don't have any excuses for not being into them.
We're going to go Restoration Hardware.
Restoration Hardware for A Day to Remember. Okay.
There's some pretty great stuff there.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah.
Of all the stores that I can't afford to shop at that I wish I could, Restoration Hardware.
They're also Florida, by the way, so.
Okay.
Maybe Hollister, too.
Yes.
And also Hot Topic.
So they're like the Swiss Army knife.
Yeah.
Okay. 2 more. We're at number 19. We're doing the top 20. Emery. That is not Hot Topic or Hollister.
No, it's Abercrombie.
No, I don't know if I don't
Just
know
let
if
me have this one.
Okay. Abercrombie it is.
I have no idea. I actually never got into them.
Really?
Nope.
Oh, Emery's?
No, and not for a reason. It's not like I'm saying I dislike them or I listened to them and I was like, man, not for me. It was just one of the bands that like never got on my rotation. Also, I'm crazy stubborn, so like when I find something I like, I just listen to it over and over and over and over again until I'm sick of it. Which is why if you looked at like my like Wrapped playlist or anything in my car, it's all music between like 1993 and 2001. It's rough.
Well,
I'm stuck in a loop.
Emery fits that bill. Like they're part of that crew. But now I got to think for a minute where I'd put Emery. They're like I'd say What's the store where they have all like the really expensive like gimmicks and like gadgets?
Oh, like Brookstone?
Brookstone, yes. I think that's the best I can come up with at the moment for Emery. And then last one on the list. Ooh. Okay, now this list just surprised me. Funeral for a friend.
What's that store in the mall where you could buy like a real life sword if you were like really into LARPing?
There's a different one at every mall, and it's always like some local guy who's way too into Dungeons and Dragons who's like ordering stuff off of Alibaba.
And you can buy like a crystal wizard in there.
Oh, and they always have like the 3D printing like farm in the back that's making, Star Wars helmets.
Yep.
Whatever that store is, Funeral for a Friend.
Whatever that store is, Funeral for a Friend. I have no idea. Honestly, guys.
Did you ever listen to Funeral for a Friend?
A little. Not enough to make an accurate judgment, but also I don't think the judging bands on Hot Topic versus Hollister is any bit accurate at all. This is just Nate and I sleep deprived trying to figure this out. I think it was up till 2:30 in the morning, which is actually pretty early for me to go to bed the other night.
Same here. Like usually I'm in bed around like 1:30 or 2.
Yeah.
Okay, so here's our bonus one. We've done the top 20 and then our bonus. This is a fun one because I saw them in Joshua Tree a few weeks ago, where New Aesthetic and Good Terms opened for them, and which, by the way, New Aesthetic and Good Terms are bands that you should know, so go look them up. And they were older than me and showed up like with guitar modeling things, and it was like the singer was as preachy as I've ever heard anybody in my life, but which instead of Hot Topic or Hollister, let's say what store at the mall fits, right?
Okay.
Hawthorne Heights.
Anthropology.
Yep, I'd have to agree. All right, well, hopefully you've been offended at some point tonight about our feelings about your taste in music.
Or hopefully you just think we're idiots and are just like, why do these two dudes still do this?
Because we're having a good time.
Because we're having a good time.
All right. Well, next time we will go through Garrett's guitar pedal rig and why he has it set up the way it is, and hopefully we'll be able to get dog ears on here so we can make you feel awkward while sitting in a basement talking about music. So, thanks for tuning in, and we'll catch you next time.
Bye.
Now I'm gonna go walk over there and press stop.